Good afternoon, everyone. So nice to see you all here today. My name is Paul Wallach, and I have the honor of serving as Indiana University School of Medicine's Executive Associate Dean for Educational Affairs. On behalf of the IU School of Medicine, allow me to welcome you to the White Coat Ceremony for the class of 2024. We are delighted to have faculty, family, and friends join us in this ceremony, which commemorates and celebrates the class of 2024 as they begin the clerkship phase in their study of medicine. Medical school is an amazing process. In 4 years, the bright, wonderful, carefully selected students who enter medical school are transformed into physician professionals. It is an amazing metamorphosis. We take the responsibility of assisting in that transformation very seriously. We're honored to be able to learn with this outstanding group of young colleagues, and we look forward as they continue their education in the clinical clerkship phase of our curriculum. None of these students arrived at this place, at this point in their life, without the love and support of caring family and friends. And I'd like to ask the class of 2024 to join us in thanking all of you who have and continue to support these students. I would also like to thank all of those who worked so hard to prepare for this day, in particular those who work in the offices of medical student education and educational affairs. I will now introduce our stage party. We are joined today by a number of leaders from the school who strongly support our educational programs. I'd like to take an opportunity to introduce them to you and ask them to stand as their names are called. Executive Associate Dean for Research Affairs, Tatiana Farood. Executive Associate Dean of Faculty Affairs. No, stay standing. Stay standing. Executive Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs, Professional Development, and Diversity, Mary Denkowski. Executive Associate Dean of Finance and Administrative Services, Jamie Diamond. Special Advisor to the Dean and Chief Diversity Officer, Patricia Treadwell. And Chief of Staff, Sarah Wingfield. To all of you, thank you for your support and your presence here today. IU School of Medicine is proud of our superb regional campus model. Our regional campus deans are listed in our program, and I now ask them all to please stand. All the regional campus deans. They will be reading the names of students in their campuses as they receive their white coats today. To all of you, thank you for your leadership at our regional campuses. Additionally, we have a wonderful team of leaders from our Medical Student Education Unit who I will invite to stand, with Senior Associate Dean Bradley Allen and the entire team in Medical Student Education. Please stand. We thank them all for your support and leadership on behalf of our students. In 1988, the Arnold P. Gold Foundation was established to bring humanism into medical education. Over the following decade, nearly all U.S. medical schools introduced a white coat ceremony, sponsored by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation, similar to the one that we have here, to remind our medical school community that our patients are at the center of what we do in all missions: education, clinical care, and research. The White Coat Ceremony was created to assist in the identity development for physicians in training, by reminding us of the qualities expected of a physician as we put on our white coats. The coat represents knowledge, skill, duty, and professionalism. The coat reminds us of the importance of compassion and caring in the practice of medicine. The coat reminds us of the responsibility to our patients, and we are reminded that our patients come to us and ask for help and put their lives in our hands. In the United States, the white coat ceremony has traditionally been placed at two potential points in the timeline of medical education: at or near the beginning of medical school to commemorate the entry into formal medical education, and just prior to the clinical clerkship phase of the education, commemorating the symbolism of the white coat as it relates to the physician's duty to the care of patients. As our school navigated the pandemic over the last several years, we have migrated our white coat ceremony from the very beginning of medical school to its current placement so that we can truly elevate the centrality of compassion and caring in patient care as the major focus of this ceremony. Therefore, this ceremony today reminds us that as we pledge ourselves to this profession, we are committed to a life of service to our patients. We are so pleased to be celebrating this milestone with these students as they enter a new clinical clerkship chapter of their medical education and progress in this profession together as a community. It is now my honor to introduce our Dean, Jay Hess, who became Dean of the School of Medicine and Executive Vice President for University Clinical Affairs at Indiana University on September 1st, 2013. Dr. Hess received his MD and PhD degrees from the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine, a certificate in business administration from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, and an MHSA degree from the University of Michigan School of Public Health. A hematopathologist by training, Dr. Hess has led a significant growth in research funding, has recruited outstanding leaders for the school, has led a successful reaccreditation, and has made plans for a new medical school building in Indianapolis. Dr. Hess serves as an inspirational and transformative leader of our School of Medicine and University. It is my great pleasure to introduce our Dean, Dr. Jay Hess.
Well, welcome, class of 2024, friends, family, and all my esteemed colleagues. As Dr. Wallach was saying, in between your first day at medical school and graduation 4 years later, there comes a point, and the point that we are at today, where lectures are replaced by real-world experience. And that's a profound transition for many, including me, and it's one of the biggest in your lives. Now you're going to be joining the front lines of medicine. You're going to be directly caring for patients. You will soon be experiencing things firsthand that were previously just abstract concepts to you. You're going to experience great joys and great sorrows along with your patients and their families. At one point, you'll be helping to bring a new life into the world, and at another, you'll be alongside a person taking their final breaths. One patient may ring the bell at the end of their cancer therapy, just as another patient is just receiving a new cancer diagnosis. So we mark this remarkable transition into the world of medicine with a white coat ceremony. Now, there are people who would like to see the white coat ceremony go away because they see the white coat as a symbol of elitism, a barrier between doctors providers and patients, or between doctors and all the other people on the care team. But it shouldn't be, and it mustn't be. You see, it's not the coat, it's the way you wear it. When you put on your white coat, all eyes are going to be on you. Patients, your peers, colleagues, future doctors, all of society. You are going to be looked up to as an authority and a role model and a trusted source of truth. Every decision matters and the stakes are high. We honor the profession and become the doctor that our patients deserve through striving to live out our values of excellence, respect, diversity and inclusion, integrity and cooperation. Let's take a moment to talk about that. Excellence means that each one of us strives to do our very best. It does not mean we're perfect. There will be setbacks and times when we fall down. When that happens, and it will happen, we pick ourselves up, learn from our mistakes, and commit to getting better. And excellence means we welcome feedback and aren't afraid to say, I don't know, or ask for help. That's a sign of wisdom, not weakness. And we show the same respect not only for our teachers and colleagues, but also for patients and their families, to every single person we encounter. I vividly remember when I first started on the wards at Baltimore City Hospital, which is now part of Johns Hopkins. Some of the patients came in intoxicated and combative, and others were disoriented and suffering from dementia. Some were homeless, and a few were even prison inmates in chains. It was easier to work with some patients than others. But regardless, every single patient was evaluated and treated with the same care and got the same dignity and respect that they deserved. You will work as part of diverse teams and take care of a diverse population of patients. Wearing that white coat means embracing diversity and treating everyone you encounter with the utmost care, regardless of their race or religion or ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, socioeconomic status, or political beliefs. And it's on us to learn how to be culturally competent and inclusive so that each patient we encounter gets the best possible care. The white coat represents integrity. It means being dependable and ethical in all that you do, earning the trust others place in you by maintaining the highest standards of honesty and civility. People look to us as a source of truth, to know what is true and what is false. And at times we need to speak up when we see things that aren't right. So you probably noticed that white coats come in different lengths and that coats get longer with experience. Now, you have the short ones. The medium length coats are for residents and the longest ones are for attendings. We tend to think of the people with the longest coats to have the most wisdom. And that's often the case, but not always. So no matter how long our coats are, none of us are infallible. We don't have all the answers, and we won't always be right. So class of 2024, that's where you can help. Because beginning today, you are our colleagues. You're a critical member of the team. Your questions and insights are important. We're going to work together to do what's right for patients. And we won't be working alone. Medicine requires extraordinary teamwork. And doctors in white coats work alongside many other health professionals, nurses, physician assistants, respiratory therapists, environmental services staff, and many others, each with their own colored uniform, and each with valuable experience and expertise. People's lives depend on our ability to communicate and work together effectively. So in a few minutes, you'll be donning those white coats and reciting the physician's oath. Soon after that, your patients are going to be seeing you in your white coat as their doctor. So class of 2024, I want to wish you much success in this next step in becoming healers. May excellence, respect, diversity, integrity, and teamwork be your guide. And may you always be a source of comfort and hope for every single person you encounter.
Thank you, Dean Hess, for these extraordinarily meaningful words that you shared with us today. The Ivy School of Medicine class of 2024 is an incredible group of talented individuals. The class hails from 104 colleges and universities, 53 counties in Indiana, and 24 states. 36 people in the class hold advanced degrees. Since arrival at medical school, you've successfully navigated a challenging curriculum in the midst of a pandemic and have still contributed of your time in volunteering, taking care of the community. And one example is how you volunteered to administer COVID vaccines, as an example. We're so pleased to work with such a talented, diverse group of people and know that you're well prepared to enter the clerkship phase of your curriculum. Students, during today's ceremony, you will receive your first white coat officially, a mantle of our profession as an expression of our confidence in your ability to learn and advance the noble tradition of doctoring. Then together we will stand and recite the physician's oath, an oath you will encounter again at your graduation recognition ceremony in but a couple of years. By establishing this meaningful ritual at this important stage of your medical education, we hope it will instill an awareness and commitment of the responsibilities you're assuming from this day forward. It is intended to impress upon you the importance of the doctor-patient relationship and the obligations inherent in the practice of medicine, to excel scientifically, to care compassionately, and to serve professionally. As we begin the coding ceremony, I would ask family members and friends to save your applause until all our students receive their white coats so we can hear every name and celebrate everyone together. Please keep the aisles clear to allow our students to come forward. It will allow us to get everyone coded expeditiously. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Let's begin our ceremony by inviting Dean Hess over to the right-hand side of the stage. He will hand the students a physician's oath card. On the back is a quote that he has found personally to be meaningful, and he hopes will inspire our students as they continue in their journey toward becoming physicians. I'll ask Dr. Marty Reeser to assist me here at the podium. Our staff members from the Office of Medical Student Education will direct our first group of students to come on stage, hand Dr. Reeser their card, and then staying in line, approach our coders. When you've been coded, please walk behind the other coders to greet Dean Hess and exit the stage. Our student names will be announced by the regional campus dean from the campus where the students spent the first 2 years of their medical education. Beginning with our students from Ivy School of Medicine, Bloomington, I would invite Dr. Catherine Hiller, Regional Campus Dean for Bloomington, to the podium to announce the names and ask Patricia Treadwell, Bradley Allen, Megan Chrisman, and Emily Walford to step forward as coders.
Thomas Bodnar. Connor Chambers. Jay Chopra. Victoria Cook. Evan Curl. Michael DeBroda. Matthias Ebier. Andrew Fox. Sierra Freilich. Elizabeth Hart. Allison Higgs. Tari Kerman. Sydney Lovins. Michaela Morning. Austin Natali. Bhumi Patel. Jacob Patratz. Erica Robertson. Gabriel San Ramon. Ruhani Sansoya. Brandon Sizemore. Ash Tamba. Catherine Trudeau. Julian Tite. Inez Yu.
At this time, I would ask Dr. Stephen Becker, Regional Campus Dean for Evansville, to come to the podium to read the names of the students for IU School of Medicine, Evansville.
Anthony Alfonso. Emily Barron. Clark Berry. Albert Brown. Olivia Carlton. Ethan Cornwell. Joseph Davis. Gianna Fernandez. Erica Gears. Evan George. Alexandria Gottfield. Kamna Gupta. Lucy Halsman. Thomas Kleckner. Brandon Leon. Nicholas Wynn. Alexandria Reisinger. Ileana Rodriguez. Victoria Rome. Catherine Schaefer. Emma Spees. Faith Stern. Lucas Turner. Troy Wesson. Kendall Wilson.
For IU School of Medicine Fort Wayne, I ask Dr. Finlay Chang, Regional Campus Dean for Fort Wayne, to the podium to read names, and ask Antoine Haywood, Peter Pang, Mary Dankowski, and Lori Gutman to step forward as coders.
Cassandra Anderson. Tim Becker. Aisha Chaudhry. Srikaran Dasari. Benjamin Dugan. Cree Elsie. Ali Bahet. Samuel Garrison. Lola Gill. Samuel Griffin. Benjamin Johnson. Aaron Jones. Aisha Khan. Brandon Hines. Jemison Klein. Carson Trent. Catherine Mader. Evan Messenger, Alyssa McCall. Jake Niemeyer, Bethany Aubrey, Meera Patel, and Vanna Rao. John Reed, Rebecca Singh, Andrew Swing, Elvin, and Ibet Trotina. Michael Hero, Freya Vincent Meyer, and Michael Weber.
For the IU School of Medicine, Muncie, I invite Dr. Darren Bishop, Regional Campus Dean for Muncie, to the podium to read student names.
Lynn Alsadi, Menhil Bakdash, Connie Chen, Kenneth Cox. Jordan Finch, Kelly Fox, Colton Gady, Colin Harris, Cameron Jones, Jordan Kashenis, Larissa Baiba Pilates, Taruni Pandiri, Kiara Pavon, Megan Peffley, John Reed, Victoria Smith, Nikhil Tawari, Matthew Thornburg, Honesty Williams, Andrew Young, Samuel Zeich,
For IU School of Medicine Northwest, I'd like to invite Dr. Elizabeth Ryan, Regional Campus Dean for the Northwest Campus, to the podium to read names.
Mohammed Aldalal, Yazin El Tarzan, Nathaniel Bluckler, Ava Elma Hall, Daniel Green, Nicholas Hux, Olero Jackson, Nari Jong. Dominique Ketsoglu, Sai Kodakula, Irem Pernew, and Rebecca McCartney. Hunter McCollum, Leticia Quibet, Sean O'Brien, Elise Patrick. Alejandra Rodriguez, Miriam Sabir, Eileen C., and Paranka Shea. Shannon Sharp, Andre Sikowski, Megan Willoughby, and Katie Wong.
For IU School of Medicine South Bend, I asked Dr. Joseph Harmon, who is here representing Dr. Mark Fox, the regional campus dean for the South Bend campus, to the podium to read the names. We'll also ask Paul Coe, David Aronoff, Deborah Rust, and Tatiana Faroud to step forward as coders.
Antonia Bartlett, Aaron Bontrager, Courtney Casbon, Mallory Colors. Jake Durbin, Megan Eichstein, Riley Friel, Tyler Gabrelsik. Jasmine Gavilan, Martin Gehrig, Brock Gagline, Alyssa Haas. Madeline Hathood, Jack Hibbard, Maggie Hollowham, Eilish Kilbride. Joseph Kim, John Linzer, Brenna Miller, Robert Cole-Moore. Caitlin Mulcahy, Ramsey Momari, Matthew Perry. Samantha Rodriguez, Alan Trin, Tova Wasserman Bruck.
For IU School of Medicine Terre Haute, I ask Dr. Peter Young, Regional Campus Dean for Terre Haute, to the podium to read names, and ask Alvaro Torre, Sherman Neal, Maureen Harrington, and Ashley Inman to step forward as coders.
Morgan Black, Zoe Burrow, Kyle Burton, Natalie Cox. Christopher Dallou, April Gelfinger, Sunman Gong, Jennifer Hartman. Benjamin Herman, Jenna Jones, Elsie Kinney, Galen Lawson. Lydia Lopez, Azel Nunez, Alex Peruzzi, Javier Aurora, Catherine Smeltzer, Nathaniel Snyder, Mason Toller, Marcus Bogus, Melody Wickstrom, Madeline Wright,
For IU School of Medicine West Lafayette, I ask Dr. Matthew Tews, Regional Campus Dean for the West Lafayette campus, to the podium to read names. I ask Anthony Shanks, Amanda Manadaret, Katie Stratton, and Abigail Clems to step forward as coders.
Evan Anderson, Sophia Berteau, Sydney Clark, Joseph Connor Clements, Leah Dauterman. Aditya Desai. Claire Gallagher. Abigail Pichavo. Andrea Hodek. Asif Hossein. Nisreen Islaya. Nabia Khan. Cassia Condery. Kristen Lynch. Benjamin Obando. Priyanka Husad. Jared Ravsam. John Secularis. Adrian Sowers. Brock Swenton. Kyle Thompson. Grant Tomlin.
For IU School of Medicine, Indianapolis, our deans from the Office of Medical Student Education will read names. To begin, I invite Dr. Bradley Allen to the podium.
Yusuf Abagofa. Dorian Akaida. Rubia Amjad. Zayed Ansari. Tanvi Astana. Joseph Ballard. Karis Bamba. Ashwin Biju. Madeline Birch. Matthew Blackwell. Austin Blaze. Wesley Boland. Alexis Booker. Wyeth Brock. Kinsey Brown. Leah Burrows. Kiera Butler. Jacob Cantrell. Alexandria Carter. Avery Chad. Rohit Chatterjee. Angela Collins. Jordan Crabtree. Nikos Christ. Juma Daniels. Alexander Doherty. Nirumpama Denathan. Taylor Diedrich. Frank Diab. Abdullah El Sayed. Mary Ariel. Maria Foyt. Reed Fisher. Molly Frank. Benjamin Frigie. Devin Gancios Cross. Nicole Gavin. Jackson Griffith Lindsley. Aiden Hannon.
To continue with our Indianapolis campus, I ask Dr. Emily Walver to the podium to read names, and ask Paul Coe, David Aronoff, Deborah Rusk, and Tatiana Faroud to step forward as coders.
Juliet Hardesty. Sarah Hardman. Adeline Heights. Reed Heron. Kayla Higgins. Alexis Holmes. Christian Huntington. Alexander Cotta. Neve Kadakia. Christian Carter. And the fabulous Khadija Khani. Mahmoud Kido. Colton Kersey. Nitha Khan. Michaela Kirksey. Maya Christian. David Cronenberger. Ishan Kumar. Niloy Lahiri. Samir Lele. Taylor Lester. Tyler Margetts. Tommaso Mason. Joshua Matthews. Samantha McCarty. Brent McCreary. Michael McGill. Jacob McNutt. Rebecca Merker. Emily Merritt. Austin Meyer. Ryan Miller. Catherine Morocho. Paul Muldoon. Olivia Murray. Andrea Noriega. Nicholas O'Connor. Victor Olafusi.
For the final group of Indianapolis students, I invite Dr. Antoine Haywood to the podium to read names and ask Dr. Alvaro Torre, Shema Neal, Maureen Harrington, and Ashley Inman to step forward as coders.
Ethan Papas. Sophia Pardo. Amrit Parihar. Adarsh Patel. Anish Patel. Neil Patel. Aditya Funnis. John Luke Poirier. Tim Porcher. Mira Prabhakar. Charles Price. Stella Protopapas. Gabriel Rigaro. Chris Rogers. Charles Ryan. Juan Manuel Sanchez Castro. Rebecca Santos. Willa Sasso. Courtney Siegel. John Sinshire. Abigail Settle. Emily Shockley. Madison Cito. Cheney Sim. Amanjeet Singh. Michael Smith. Catherine Sokolowski. Nicole Steinhardt. Dalton Sullivan. Connor Tebby. Deepthi Danagasina. Nicholas Thielen. Joshua Thompson. Brandon Tolliver. John Underwood. Zachary Walker. Ben Wampler. Grace C.U. Wong. Aaron Webb. Caitlin Wendell. Sarah Wiesner. Emily White. Colin Wilkins. Alex Woodcock. Cynthia Wu. Amna Yakub. Cynthia Ziwawa.
Congratulations to the class of 2024. It is now my pleasure to introduce Michaela Burrell, a student in our class of 2022, I should say almost Dr. Michaela Burrell, to share a student perspective on the white coat. Michaela is a fourth-year medical student who hails from Indianapolis, began her medical education at IU School of Medicine Fort Wayne campus. She has served as president of the Wellness Coalition, executive board member of the Medical Student Council, and is a volunteer grief counselor at Aaron's House in Fort Wayne. She is also a member of the Gold Humanism Honor Society and the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Medical Society. Michaela will begin her residency in pediatrics at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Please welcome Michaela Burrell.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Dr. Wallach. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michaela Burrell. I'm a fourth-year student. I did my first 2 years at the Fort Wayne campus and my second 2 here in Indianapolis. I'm also here as a representative of the Gold Humanism Honor Society, which is a national honor society that emphasizes and promotes humanism in medicine. I want to first congratulate you all for your accomplishments that have ultimately led you to be sitting here today at the White Coat Ceremony. This is an amazing achievement, and I hope each and every one of you is proud of yourselves and all of the hard work you've put in to be here today. Think of all the hours of studying, the U-World questions, the first aid pages highlighted, all of the canceled plans and the sacrifices that you've made to be sitting here today. I hope that you're proud of yourselves. I know that those behind you in the audience are proud, the people sitting next to you, as well as those of us up here on stage. We're all proud of you. I can say, without a doubt, that no one has had the same medical school journey that your class has experienced. You started medical school in the middle of a pandemic, spending most of your time at home on Zoom, rather than in the classroom with the other people going through this journey with you. I can tell you what med school's like, but you've already started to experience that. You know that this is not easy. You have learned so many things from books in the last 2 years. And now you're going to spend the next 2 years learning beyond those books and reading between those lines. As someone who's finished those clinical years and is on her way out, I want to impart some important lessons to you. Lesson number 1, take care of yourself. You are a human being before you are a medical student. You need to put your own well-being first. How can you take care of your patients if you can't take care of yourself? And taking care of yourself in these next few years may also mean accepting that you're going to feel like an imposter. You have all learned about imposter syndrome up to this point in your med school career, so I'm not going to explain it to you further. I just want to say that this feeling doesn't necessarily go away. I'm literally graduating in 1 month to become a real-life doctor, and I'm still convinced that I tricked someone into putting my med school application into a yes pile 4 years ago. So, when you feel like an imposter, remember that you are not alone. All of those sitting around you have felt that way and will feel that way as well. In addition to everyone up here on this stage, I'm sure. Lesson number 2, forgive yourself for the things you don't know, can't know, and won't know. You will not know everything. You won't even be close. You won't be able to know the answers to every single question. That's okay. You will also make mistakes. That's okay too. Just be honest when you do make a mistake. And sometimes you're going to mess up, but that's how you learn, so embrace it. You will think about your mistakes for far longer than anyone else ever will. So, forgive yourself and move forward. Also, when you're lost or confused, speak up. There are plenty of people around you who are happy to help you. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Lesson number 3, be humble. There is something that you can learn from every rotation, every team member, every colleague, and every patient. Truly listen to your patients. Don't just focus on that checklist in your head of the questions you still need to ask, or the physical exam maneuvers you need to do, or what orders you're going to put in. Take the time to sit down and listen. Remember that you will learn so much more from your patients than you ever will from books, practice questions, or lectures. While I know that this is a quote from a fictionalized medical TV show, Grey's Anatomy, it's an incredibly impactful one and represents the importance of this so well. It only takes one person, one patient, one moment to change your life forever, to change your perspective, to color your thinking. So, keep an open mind and focus on spending time with patients in these clinical years. This may change your patients' lives, and maybe yours too. Lesson number 4, your words and actions hold power. You will have the initials MD after your name in 2 short years, and this carries a lot of weight in the world. This white coat, regardless of length, invokes a sense of trust, whether or not we deserve it quite yet. Use this trust to make the world a better place. Advocate for change in your community. Become involved in teaching the next generation of physicians. Work to address discrimination and the many social determinants that affect your patients and your peers. But above all, advocate for your patients. You have the incredible privilege to be able to spend more time with patients than your attendings or residents will be able to. So, go spend time with your patients. And develop a relationship with them. It'll give you a new perspective on their care and on being a patient. And then use this perspective to advocate for your patients in a different way from everyone else. Your suggestions and ideas matter. Also, have integrity with all of your words and all of your actions, both inside and outside of the hospital. Lesson number 5. As wild as this may sound, enjoy all of this, the good times and the hard times. Even though you may feel like your life is on hold, it absolutely is not. Medical school does not last forever. Find ways to enjoy yourself in the midst of all this, like coming up with ridiculous mnemonics that remind you of your friends, or having late night study break dance sessions, or playing cards with your patients. And finally, cherish the fact that you're about to begin the part of medical school that you came here to do. Not to sit in front of a screen all day, but to be with patients. To care for them, to learn from them, and to advocate for them. There are many, many more lessons that you're going to learn in the next 2 years. These lessons that I chose to share are the ones that I feel embrace humanism in medicine the most. One of you will be up here imparting this wisdom to a future class someday. Look around. You are surrounded by your future colleagues. One of the people in this room will take care of one of your family members. And you may be the one taking care of the sister or father or grandmother of the person sitting next to you. So, it is your professional duty to be there for one another. Boost each other up. Be kind to one another. Because this is a hard journey, and having the support of one another will make a world of a difference. I would like to welcome you all to the beginning of your clinical years, when your white coat will take on a whole new meaning. I'm really proud to consider you all my future colleagues. Congratulations, my friends.
Thank you, Michaela. I'd now like to invite Dr. Patricia Treadwell to the podium for the recitation of the Physician's Oath.
Okay, at this point, will all of the students and physicians in attendance please stand and join in reciting the Physician's Oath, and that can be found on the back of today's program. Okay, we'll recite it together. As a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease, or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So class, please turn and face the audience. Honored guest, I present to you the Indiana University School of Medicine class of 2024.
You may all take your seats. Thank you, Dr. Treadwell. As our ceremony is coming to a close, I'd like to share a few personal comments about your new white coats. Wear the coat with pride. You've worked hard to get to this point in your lives and will continue to work hard. You join an auspicious profession. Wear the coat with humility. Being a physician doesn't make you better than others. It means you have responsibilities to others. The coat is not a shield. It does not protect us from becoming attached to our patients or feeling pain upon loss, nor does it protect the physician from personal illness, tragedy, or grief. And finally, know when to take the coat off. Medicine can be seductive. Some days you may want to choose to spend more time in the office in favor of changing diapers or doing homework with children. Each phase of life seems to pass quickly, and for those of you who have children or will have children, they'll grow up in a flash. Don't miss their childhood in favor of medicine. Dear class of 2024, as you don your white coat today and put it on anew each day, please remember what it represents and live up to its standards as we carry out a life of learning medicine. Thank you all for coming today. We look forward to many more celebrations with you along your journey. Once the platform party has recessed The stage area will be available for photos. There'll be School of Medicine banners available in the lobby area if you'd like to use those for photographs as well. Thank you very much. Please drive home safely and good night.